All right, all right. What is up, everyone? Hope you all are staying safe out there. As always, welcome back to the Rev and Trading channel. Today, we're going to look at the markets at on a few different time frames for Bitcoin, and then look at some short strategies, a new long strategy, and some updates to indicators. So, lots of great things coming at you. So let's look at the first look. We're gonna look at the Rev and ribbons on the daily time frame here for Bitcoin. I wish I was around to make videos. I've been out of pocket traveling over the last couple days, but we did see a cross to the downside and a close below the midline on the ribbons. So both of those together make for a pretty strong signal to the downside. If I would have been able to, be at my station, I would have taken some trades off of this, but I have not been over the last couple of days. You do see the follow through already happening here. So we got a closure below, we got a cross down, and our targets were lower. So all of those have been fulfilled now. The easy part of the move is done, and we're actually seeing a nice bounce off of the dotted support band right here. That in and of itself would be a place for me taking profit if I was going short, and if I was taking short scalps or short-term scalps, maybe going long for a second, I might take a quick trade off of that. But if you see a closure below this, that likely means continuation to come. If we see a closure above this, to me that means we're finding our footing. Now there might be, over the next few days that might get pushed down lower, but we are at least in a more consolidation period if we are seeing closures above this, and getting ready for a swing to the opposite direction. All right, let's look at the update here. The ribbon momentum oscillator will soon have this update. I'm still working on it a bit, but this works in conjunction with the Rev and ribbons themselves and gives you lines of interest, areas of interest, and the probabilities of them being hit. So we're looking at a cross to the downside. Once we see the first cross to the downside, it says support band 1 has a 63 probability of being hit. Support 1 dotted, which is the dotted midline there, has a 40% probability of being hit. Support 2 has a 24% probability. And then our support 2 dotted way down here has a 15% probability of being hit. So, if you're taking some short trades, some long trades based off of this indicator and the Rev and ribbons, this is a really helpful addition and soon will be released. I think that's all I want to look at on the daily time frame. We'll jump around a little bit. Let's look at the 4-hour. This one did really well as well. It had a closure. So this is, again, for those who are still new to the Rev and ribbons, this is how generally I look at them. Any closure below this dotted band right here means pressure to the downside. We saw a close below that on the 4-hour. We saw follow through down to our zone 1 down here. And then we did see a nice bounce off of that up to the midline itself, but we did not see a closure above the midline. In fact, we saw a major rejection off of it down below that dotted support. And so again, if I was playing this really safely, would have taken a short here, gotten out somewhere, around this band. If I would have, seen this cross to the downside and been prepared, maybe would have taken a short, but it looks like it probably already, the move played out before, a position was able to be taken. However, anywhere getting close, a bounce into this dotted line, I would take a short again, and if I saw a closure above it, I would exit it. If I saw which we did see some major wicks down into this area, it would be a nice quick trade, short trade. So the 4-hour has been giving us a lot of nice little signals there. A few fake outs here. Obviously this was a fake out. We saw a closure above and then a fake out to the downside. But most of the time, it will follow through. This is, again, for those who have this tool or are interested in it, it is for sale on the Patreon, and you can just head over there in the link in the description below to get this. All right, let's jump over to the 10-day and then the monthly, and we'll close out with some strategy. Let's see. Here's the 10-day. So the 10-day has been, again, just seeing rejections off of this dotted support band right here. So again, this is not great news. Eventually, it will find its footing. It's not seeing any major closures. Obviously, it's a 10-day time frame, but we're not seeing any major closures below the support 2 band. So to me, that says eventually we'll wear out our welcome here, or the bears will wear out their momentum, and eventually we'll see price kind of float up probably into that midline eventually. Now the midline could very easily come down over time. And maybe in January we see a reconnection with that midline. around 103, 105, 100K, anywhere in that area. But again, if I was taking short scalps off of this, I would just, anytime I saw a wick on the 10-day time frame up to that dotted band, I would take a short off of it. And if I saw a closure above it, or if, I probably would have a percent risk set as well. But something like that would be a way to play this on a 10-day time frame. Looking at a monthly time frame, also, I guess our momentum oscillator is slowly, again, losing momentum here. So we do need to see, as of right now, on this closure, 107K to close to the upside. So obviously we'll not close probably on this closure or even in the next closure. Probably won't close to the upside. But let's say that would probably be end of December. Looks like it will probably start closing to the upside, maybe beginning of January, which would align for somewhere mid-January, seeing a move up to this midline right there. On a monthly time frame, probably not a whole lot of information here. Besides, we are having it's having a struggle staying above this support one band. Support one band is at 89K, and yeah, we're just seeing plenty of pressure pushing it below. Do we see one more bounce off of this dotted support? Excuse me, this dotted support for the monthly time frame? Possibly. That's down to 78K though, so don't really want to see any closures near there. We might see some wicks there, I suppose, but as of now, I'm again looking for eventually price to come up and test this midline before going lower. But the monthly is not looking very strong, to be honest. All right, let's look at some other short strategies, just because the market we are in is a much more downside market, so short strategies are doing better. This is a 2-day ribbon momentum oscillator short strategy. Just took a short here, had a nice little trade. The last few trades have been, nice wins there. The equity curve is, taken some major steps to the upside here. On the 2-hour, okay, let's look at. I want to look at. This is the new. I believe I showed this on the Discord. Maybe I showed it in the last video. I can't remember, but this is the new. A long strategy. I am building long indicator. This is the one indicator to rule them all, the bumper band AI Max Plus. This indicator will work on any time frame. Slight adjustments will have to be made for the time frames, and slight adjustments to any other indicator you use in strategies will have to be made. But in general, the indicator works on most time frames really, really well, taking nice trades. And you can see this is an optimized, basically fully optimized strategy on the 30-minute time frame. Just been crushing it. Obviously, it's a new strategy, so we'll have to forward test it and see how it does. But so far, so good. Let me look at just even the recent history. You can see there was some times it struggled, but even recently it's seen new highs, which is abnormal for the market conditions. The market has been seeing lows, and we're seeing new highs on this indicator. So I do have high hopes for the indicator over time. As any indicator and any strategy, there are pullbacks, but this seems very relevant to the general trading regime that we are in. So I do expect this to perform well, and it will be released. Hopefully, maybe I can get it done by Christmas. I was thinking it might take a little bit longer, but I was able to make some really great progress recently. So maybe by Christmas we'll have a little Christmas sale and release this to celebrate. Not a promise, but I will be working on that. All right, lastly, looking at some short strategies. For the daily time frame, we have, again, short strategies built off of the ribbon suite. This one just took a short and is getting close to taking profit. Profit is at 83K, so if that downside target is hit on the daily time frame that we looked at earlier, this would take profit immediately right there, but is in a pretty decently profitable trade currently. We got our MBO and HBED short strategy here that's been taking some shorts, but mostly going sideways. This one can very much be optimized, so you can see that a lot of shorts will be entered, and then a wick will get it out of position even when it would have been a winning strategy. So there are plenty of ways to optimize this strategy, and it can be death by paper cuts if you do not have a long-term mindset, because it only wins 29% of trades, so very few. However, the trades that it does win are very profitable, and if you just let's put the stop loss a little bit higher. We'll put the stop loss at let's put it at 2 point. 0.25 just to kind of see. You'll have a lot more wiggle room to get into, and if the market is a more downside bias, you have a lot more wiggle room. Now, it does struggle more in bull markets. However, it's going to win more in bear markets, and even this would be a currently in profit trade right here. This one's also available in the Discord, and these indicators were available for free, and eventually will be probably added to the ribbon suite or something like that. I have to decide what I'm going to do with them. But more updates will be coming with these indicators. They're a long ways out from being released to users, but for those who have them, congrats, you got them. And yeah, a lot of stuff will be coming down the pipes with those. Lastly, looking at my favorite short strategy, because ADA does not do well at all in bear markets, and it has seen major gains over the last few months, and is actually seeing, we saw some massive pullbacks during the bull market in, I guess it was it a bull market? It's interesting. I guess May to July is when we saw the pullbacks, but it doesn't seem like that was probably the most bullish of periods. It's interesting enough, was more sideways. We actually saw gains even over the upside. So interesting. This doesn't do as well in consolidation markets, but it does pretty well in any other market period, and you can see that this short strategy has been crushing it. So this is also available on the Discord for anyone that has gold tier and above. I think I've brought it up several times in the past, and it is, yeah, just about to start making new highs. So for those who are interested in short strategies, this one is on the Discord. I think we'll leave it there at that. Again, hope you guys stay safe out there. I'm doing a lot of hedging right now. I'm making sure to stay safe in that. So it's going short is not a easy task to do, and it takes a lot of grit and a lot of planning. So I don't necessarily recommend it, but if you are thinking about hedging, there are a lot of strategies to do that with on the Discord, and a lot of different just hand trading strategies I pointed out over the last couple months. So, all right, I'll be around. Let me know if you have any questions or thoughts, and I'll see you guys in the next video.